Hey, Dwayne! Welcome back, my friend. Welcome to another episode of No Country for Otakus. We're back after a sharp week off. We take these random weeks. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a great week. Lots of animations, lots of writing, lots of drawing. Trying to get back into drawing despite eyesight being challenged with it. But it's been fun, man. What about you?
Pretty chill, man. I ain't really doing much though. I ain't really got much going on. I've been doing a lot of live streams on my YouTube super late. We at 64 subscribers. We met our 63 goal.
Boom.
63.
Pay me.
We made our 63 goal
I
that
told
we
you
were
we'll
planning
get
for
it.
the whole fucking year. So like it's so funny. I was talking to a buddy. I was like, man, I'm freaking out. Not freaking out, but I'm like, man, we made it to 63. Way ahead of because we thought in December that's when I would get to 63. And I'm like, you go on some of these channels, man, they all up in the fucking millions and shit. 600,000. And I'm like, I made it to
Don't worry,
64.
man. Don't worry. We'll get there. One of the things I was doing as well is like on the back end and thing. That was what I was telling you, like, don't forget to add me as the paid promoter. Not necessarily the tag, is the paid promoter that I should have told you. And
when
you yeah, just do the paid promotion one. And when you do the paid promotion stuff, then it comes up. It doesn't come up on the front end of my Instagram, but if you go on my profile and you click on shared, your stuff comes up. So then that was the issue I was getting, why Instagram kept blocking me periodically, because you was posting it and tagging me and then I was reposting it. So it looked like spam. So now that I only repost the different picture that you put up to the intro. What happens is that it allowed my business account in the back interface, but that I could put money to it. And I've been putting like $2 to all the popular videos that we had and stuff organically. So I'm hoping that helped.
Yeah, so that's the good news for today. A little thing. So we gotta change our goal for December then, I guess.
I know, right? I'm sitting here going like, what can we get 70?
To? 70?
We push for 75.
75. 75 by December, by the new year. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Also, yeah, because I do gaming, I do this, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, all right, man. So this week we're talking about recreators. That's the anime we're going into. But we're gonna have an interesting discussion about that, and then
you sure?
Obviously, well, I actually think that anime is actually pretty nuanced. There's like some nuanced stuff to it. It's kind of annoying with like the score and shit, but there's some stuff that I picked up from it I actually thought was pretty brilliant, but we'll see.
Okay. It'll be interesting to hear.
And that's why we chat about anime. All right, So let's go ahead and jump into Let's Chat Anime session.
Let's chat.
Should become a signature. All right.
I know, right?
So, recreators, bro. Go ahead and give me your spiel.
Yeah.
Since I'm the one that pretty much.
All right. Let me drop the summary for everyone. So recreators is basically a story about I am very sorry, guys. This is the one time I don't remember names. Because I struggled with this anime. I seriously struggled with this anime. But either way, there's this mangaka kid who is suddenly teleported to one of the animes that he is a big fan of, and he is watching live this battle between this very strange character who's never appeared in the anime before, and the heroine, is that what you call them? The heroine of this particular story. And in between the
Heroin.
battle, they are re-transported back to the real world. And to his surprise, the heroine is there with him. So she has been transported out of the manga. Out of the anime. And basically, the story goes down to tell this tale about how this strange character has been appearing in different stories and taking the key characters from each animation and bringing them back to the real world in order to start pretty much what me and Sean like to call Ragnarok. There is no better word for the end of the world. Deal with it. Ragnarok. She really basically brings them back to start Ragnarok.
MCU
on Earth. And
MCU disagrees. Go ahead.
And she brings them back to the real world to start the Ragnarok, and is basically this kid along with a couple other anime heroes from different stories and their creators working together in order to stop the end of the world. That is the summary.
Right.
So what did you think of it? I want you to go first this time. What did you think of it?
All right. So they got to break this down into different levels. So animation wise, I thought the animation was pretty cool. That's obviously the animation. But let's talk about the story itself. The first fucking 13 episodes of this goddamn anime was boring as fuck. Bro, that shit was so goddamn boring, dog. Like, I was just like, bro,
it felt like Read or Die.
Right, yeah. Why is this happening to me again? Like, so pretty much at the beginning, it kind of focuses on Sōta. Got him. Sōta, which is the guy with the glasses, right? They're following him around, and the woman that he brought back from, well, not he brought back, that came back with him from the gaming world or anime world, right? Selesia, whatever. But she came, but her mecha didn't come, right? Selesia, right? Her mecha didn't come and stuff. So it's pretty much following her. Then the witch, that wizard girl came. That saved them when they fought Altair the first time. And stuff like that. So, but then it went into this kind of like she was living a normal life. They were living normal lives and stuff. It started to do just Read or Die, where they started to live this slice of life. And I ain't shitting on it because he's taking them to different artists and stuff, and they're trying to break down what's happening. But the problem with that is when you go in, the way it started, it was action, fight and stuff, and then it hit that slice of life bit, just like Read or Die. And it stays in that mode for 12 episodes. And then...
So you think it's too long?
Well, I mean, I ain't saying that. Yeah, a little bit. Because it took a little while to get to the actual battle, right? Because it was slowly introducing characters. Remember then they turned around and fought that magic girl. Dwayne hit magic girls. Unless it's Sailor Moon. The OGs. Hey, man. At the end of the manga, bro, Sailor Moon is god tier. Anyway, that's a different story. Yeah, then remember it introduced her. Then it introduced Alicitella February or Alicia February, the woman with the blonde hair woman.
Alisteria
the
Night.
I got the names up there because goddamn, I can't remember half these characters. But anyway, so it was the thing about it is I think it was introducing the characters a little too slow, so it kind of felt like it was dragging for the first, and then I think it's either episode 13 or 14. They do the flashback thing. Oh, I fucking hate that thing. They did the flashback thing, just like Read or Die. You had someone pretty much just recap the first half of the anime. And after that's when the actual start building up to the final fight started happening. So honestly, guys, the first half of this anime was a little draggy. I get why they had it, because they was trying to introduce the characters. I just wish
Yeah, it
they
is.
could have
It
probably
is.
cut
It
out a couple of
is.
those episodes.
It is important to the
Yeah.
to the story. Okay, continue.
So the underlying theme is a lot of these characters that came out of games and anime and stuff like that. They all met their creators, which is the artists, right? Honestly, bro, this was almost like a animator hype piece a little bit. You know, there's like, hey, look, they're the gods to these characters. You know what I mean? So like, there's like, you get to meet your god. Like, what would you do if you had a shitty fucking life? And that was the thing about February and stuff. So that like everything got split in half. The reason I say it's nuanced is because it talked about that girl that got bullied. So it actually went into like bullying and stuff because she committed suicide after they said she plagiarized, even though she didn't plagiarize, and then she got bullied into submission. She jumped in front of the train, right? And then another reason I said it was nuanced is because the guy Sōta was blaming himself because he felt so much guilt from deep down inside, being like, well, she got success and I didn't, and now she's getting beat up, right? So I thought that was another part. There was powerful points in here. It's just like I feel the pacing of the anime was bad. If you get, and that fucking score. The score is good. It just got put in places that didn't make sense. It's like, hey, here's a heartfelt moment. It was like heartfelt moment. Fight moment. I'm playing the song in the background if you can't hear it.
I know.
And then like love moment. I'm like, bro, what the hell? So Dwayne messages me. He's like, bro, is something wrong with the score in this movie? In the show? You remember? He was like, I was like, dude, they keep playing it for everything. Like, I ain't saying that you. I know it's hard to pay for music and stuff, but I don't know, man. Just don't put music at that point. I don't know. It kind of threw off a lot of the moments that we were trying to connect with the story because the song didn't make sense.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
I could go about like, okay, and then like before I take all the fucking limelight because I'm going on and on. Like I said, another layer to this thing is that there was that a lot like that. Ray was saying like February, she held her creator captive because she couldn't understand why it always seemed like it always go to shit in her fucking universe. Like there was so much death. She was fighting a dragon and shit. Then there was that old dude with the gun. Blitz. Remember, he had to kill his daughter because his daughter got fucking like turned into like a big fucking robot thing.
Right? Yeah. I see what you mean by a lot of nuanced parts.
He asked the creator, "Why'd you do this to me?" And she was like, "For a better fucking story." Oh God! But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I usually ramble the first half.
So
cool.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant.
Finish up.
That's why I mean, like, I think the fact that we didn't get to do this last week like we had originally planned gave me a little time to think.
It's okay.
About this anime. So I was able to break apart a lot of stuff.
Maybe we should do every other week.
I'm sorry. It honestly, it just goes off a schedule, man. Shit happens. We're not really getting paid, so if one of us has to do something called adulting,
7-Up, help us.
Our local comic book stores, anybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll take your comics off your hands. You don't even got to give me money. Just give me the books.
No, we want money. Adobe is expensive.
Hey, with 64 subscribers, we ain't getting no money. give me a book. But anyway, so that was my thoughts. Got anything to add?
Yeah. I did enjoy the like the little nuances that you mentioned. How they were showing how the girl was that talented, but because she was that talented, people thought, well, she had to be plagiarizing, and
Yeah,
she
bro.
she was
Straight up
very very
hating.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very very good. And what was funny to me was that I recently experienced this as well. I was trying to network with an animator, and he he does Flash. He uses Adobe Flash,
Mm.
and I started learning on Toon Boom, which is the industry leader. And the reason why I chose that, as me and you was talking about it before, was because it was like, yo, if I get a job, that's what they're gonna be using.
Mm.
So that's to learn on what the industry using. And he was annoyed. Like he started making little jabs and stuff like that. Like, oh, you know, must be good to work on AI and software and stuff. So when I was watching this anime, I was like, yo, like this is legit. Like people actually feel like this, and I cannot understand why. Um, so yeah, it that was kind of cool to see, and then to see. For me personally, I didn't understand the boy's guilt until
Mm.
you kind of explained it.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I was like, well, there was some distance.
Yeah.
There was some distance to you guys talking, because when she became successful, like he said, she disappeared for like 3 months. He didn't hear her. So then I kind of understood why he got a little bit salty. It was like,
Yeah.
yo, like all of a sudden you're successful and you don't want to talk to me. So then to
Yeah.
me, I didn't really understand the guilt, because he didn't do anything wrong. It was like
Mm.
you didn't want to talk to me and stuff like that. But then I kind of watched over the scene properly, and when you explain it, I kind of understand where the guilt came from. It wasn't
Mm.
necessarily in the fact of how he acted, but what he said at certain moments. So
And
like,
what
yeah, that was
and
cool.
then the what he didn't do, because remember they had that forum where they was all just blasting their ass, and he
Yeah,
brought up the forum and he was gonna type that's not true. Then he backspaced and then he was just let it happen. And then she reached out for help.
yeah,
And he didn't do nothing. He ignored her. And then
yeah.
what I mean.
That was
So
it.
like those little things, and how it is, man, with guilt, bro. That shit grab you at on some stuff that's not even close to your fault. You're just like, man, maybe
Yeah,
if what I mean, as a military vet, and been to a couple funerals for um, partners that have committed suicide and stuff. You could be like the most detached person from that person. All you can say is, maybe if I had called, maybe if I had sent a text. It's not your
yeah,
fault,
yeah,
but it still hangs there. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
as a that part gripped
Cause,
me a little
'cause-
bit. Go ahead.
yeah, because when I had sent you the message,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he didn't fully explain the story,
Mm-hmm.
and then fully explain. So I was like, I don't get it. And then he
Right.
was like, no, you gotta keep watching it. And I was like, oh, okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
um, it's a man. I know what you mean though, because even though it was like, yo, I would have called her. I'd be like, yo, I like your work. I don't care if you plagiarizing. I know so many. Since I started this whole
Man,
animation
everybody
thing,
draws something
I
based
know
off of
so
something.
many people that's plagiarized.
Just like it's
Listen,
just, dude. It's just hating though. It's just hating, bro.
yeah,
The funny is
like
that her character didn't
there
get
is,
pop. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
there is one thing to there is one thing to actually watch somebody's work, watch them do the work, and then take the work and claim it as your own.
Right.
Disney, Marvel, sense. But there's something else when somebody else's work inspires your stuff. Like one of my books is based off of like the story of Silence of the Lambs, and just our whole altercation is not the same, but that was the inspiration. You know, a lot of the there's a character that I want to draw for a family story that I'm writing, and the woman is legit the cartoon version of Toni Braxton, because I think she's the sexiest black woman in the world when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And then you got Halle Berry.
Break my heart, though. Music video? God damn, CBC used to play that thing, man. Had me all flustered.
Listen!
Woo, Tony! Tony!
Attached to Tony.
Oh, break my heart. I don't want to break your heart, Tony.
You get inspiration from other people's work. And even some of the advertisements that we did and stuff like that, like the latest advertisement we just put out,
I love that.
Family Guy, the whole dynamic between
the dog and
Peter and the dog. So
we gotta remember there's a difference. There's a difference between plagiarizing and inspiration, because you see that shit everywhere in all the movies and stuff. You could look at a movie and be like, oh yeah, they definitely pulled. Like how you had Superman as the gold standard, and all of a sudden you just got a bunch of Superman type villain types, evil Superman, all that bullshit. But just like, you know,
we gotta talk about that and shoot your shit. Please remind me, because that beginning to annoy me now.
It's getting ridiculous. So, but anyway, go ahead.
So it was, you know, that was kind of cool to see, you know, that regardless of your talent, people can hate you. So, you know, just keep doing your stuff. Like, they can either love you or not. You can always get our one person to like, oh, way to go, man. Yeah, man, English, it should be in Japanese. Like, bro, come on, just appreciate it, man.
That shit be so stupid.
The other nuance that I thought was really, really good that they did was like after he told his story, and then he had to work with the other artists in order to create the overall story for to fight Altair, was the fact that they too showed the same emotions and the same anger and all that stuff that he went through with her, and then he found a place of solace in it. And the girl explained to him like, yo, she is 10 times a better artist than I am, and I feel hurt, like it killing me to watch she draw like so aimlessly when it's got to go through like a whole process. But then she told him like, but that's a good thing because it pushes you to be better and better and better at your craft. So that was cool. So those little things in the story was good. My cons about the story was there were certain input of characters that grabbed too much attention away from the main characters, like Megami, because we were saying like, yo, we would like to read your story. We didn't even give a crap about recreators anymore.
Oh, Magni. Oh, you mean the psycho chick?
Yeah.
It's funny, like she had like a kind of an important part because of her power, it was able to help old Sōta bring his character into bring the girl in. There's a part he brings back the girl that committed suicide. But she helped him. But if you really think of it, she had too much screen time.
Yeah, she did.
Go ahead.
She had too much screen time, and she had too much. Because she was her thing was literally a plot device. She wasn't even involved in the final battle, so
she didn't even involve in the conflict. She didn't pick a side.
Yeah, she didn't pick a side. To me, it would have been better if they gave that screen time to the guy with the wooden sword, because he was a villain, but yeah, he was on the good side. So a
Yeah.
little bit more into the story of why he was cast as a villain, even though he doesn't think he is, would have been better, as opposed to Megami, who just walking around killing people. And it, in all fairness, it kind of threw off the pacing and the theme for the animation for me. It felt like it was kind of going on this dark, gory road, and then it somehow then get on this dark,
Yeah,
gory road.
because every time she showed up, it was almost like because she killed her own creator. She fucking killed that dude, and then she killed the dude in the bookstore. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
easily.
yeah. So even her connection to the creator, which she didn't really give a fuck about, but she was a villain, then not didn't matter. So it kind of went against the story a little bit. But
Yeah.
hey man, if there was some new animation about her shit, I watched that whole though. Cause that she is such an interesting character,
She's an
but she just
interesting
wasn't
character. Yeah.
she just shouldn't be in this anime. It didn't fit. I get what you're saying. Or
Yeah.
she probably didn't need that because they focused on her for a little bit. Because she took away
Because
the guy with the sword's
her role was a plot device for the main character's development. Not necessarily the whole story itself, just the main character's development into the inspiration to redraw the girl that died.
Yeah, because she kind of
and it was his best work that he had done up to that time. So she still could have been herself, but without the power.
A lot of the
because majority of her stuff was talking and getting you to think a different way. So you didn't necessarily need to give her the power. So for me, that kind of ripped the story apart because I was looking forward to like, okay, she getting a lot of screen time. Let me see how she actually develops into this thing. And then she did really significant shit. She took the guy's ghost.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool.
And she just gave it
back.
How
is he gonna get her back? And then she just give it back. So,
yeah, she's like, I'm bored with it. She said, I'm bored with it.
Yeah, it was juggling. To me, it was juggling. It was like a lot of.
I kind of feel like they introduced the character and then didn't know what to do because she was a combat character. All the other characters were combat based, while this one is dialogue based, right? And it's hard to have a heavy dialogue based character in anime about combat. You know what I mean? Like it's like having Light. Is his name Light? Like from Death Note.
Yeah.
And introducing him to Fate Stay at Night. Like, why are you here, bro?
Or Dragon Ball Z.
Or Dragon Ball Z.
What is your name?
You get what I'm saying? It was kind of hard to place her. But why? At first, I thought there was hope because she brought that demon out. When she used her words, the guy did the lie of a lie, and then the demon came and killed the librarian dude, the bookstore guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, so she could like summon demons, but then you never saw her do that again. So it was But anyway, continue.
No,
anything
so
else?
it was conflicting to me. The other cons was, as you said, the introduction to the characters was too slow. I would have rather they had a shorter time introducing the characters. Like, I would have given you a pre-battle, a pre-final battle. Whereas, Sōta, Selesia meet up with the girl, and then that same mall battle that they had, they would have brought in all the other characters as well. And then it would be two of them against the four that she already had. And they would have been struggling. And then you had the guy with the sword come in, and he would have kind of evened things out because it was them for a while. I don't think they had any other good guys coming. Oh, right. And then the giant Mega Man boy, he would have come in, and then they would they would have all met
Rui,
up in
man, that
one
boy came
place.
in. Every fucking mecha anime you've ever seen is that dude.
Yep,
Just shows up with a
pretty
big ass
much.
robot. He didn't really do much though, but he did a little something, something
No,
at the
but
end.
it would that mall scene. I would have brought in everybody, and then you obviously would have gotten like a pre battle where all the characters are in, and then you spend. So that mall battle came out to what, episode 3, and then you spend like the other 10 episodes kind of fleshing out how the characters now gel together on each side of the battlefield, and why Alistair was um so protective of Magical Girl, and yet she felt conflicted about the side she was on and stuff like that. So then you develop the story a little bit more with already knowing, all right, this is it. Because like you said, the flow of it felt like they were kind of explaining the story, and they were doing stuff that really, it was like, this isn't needed, but we need to do it because it's a visual story being told. And then, all right, cool, we got everything out of the way, we could focus on how we want to do it. Because as soon as we get past episode 13, Magical Girl dies, Megami blackmails the guy, and it was like rushed. It felt kind of rushed on that side to get to the ending, or to get
Right.
to the bit where she starts bringing the final characters and
That's
stuff.
why I say it. Probably
Um,
shortened some of the stuff before and just like it was like slow rush. No, you could just pull that
yeah,
rush part, just pull it back a little bit into those early episodes, so you would just have a nice flow going. That's what it felt like
yeah.
to me. I don't know if the
But
storyboard changed somewhere in between there. I don't know, but
maybe,
you
but
never
every
know what's
every
going
time
on.
every time yeah, every time I prepare for our shows, even though I'm making critiques about how I would do certain things or how it might have been better and stuff like that, I just always try to tell myself, like, yo, the only reason you can give these critiques is because somebody did it in the first place.
Oh yeah. There's not vindictive fucking hate. It's just
Yeah.
observations. It's always they attempted it this way. I never. Hey man, the fact that you got this shit put up there, bro. You know, shit. But that's
Yep.
why you look at it. You can look at it, analyze it, get feedback, and then the next animation studio or whatever that attempt a story like this, then they can make adjustments. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Because you use everything as inspiration, and this is the first time you ever really seen an anime where the creators met their creations, which was I thought was that was actually
Yeah.
pretty cool because then they get to ask them. It's like brings that
It,
question: what happens if you actually met God? Be like, hey man, so what's up with this cancer in kids, bro? I'm sorry. No, it's just like Alistair, she had a
no,
shitty
I get
fucking
you. I
life,
get you.
yo. So she kidnapped
My
her
team would
friend
be
and be like, why
taxes.
you doing this to me?
Yeah,
Even
my team would be taxes. Be like, bruh, I earn less than the billionaire. Why the billionaire not paying
why is
anything?
money a
Like
thing?
we could have paid for all the vaccine and policemen and all that crap without you having to take my $17.50
No, it's not even
that I
that.
could buy
It's
in bread
like
and cheese
if
and
you
feed my
ask
family.
but the thing about it is then why ask taxes? Just be like, why is the world based on whose idea was it to come up with a monetary system? Like, can't we just be good
Mm-hmm.
enough to do everything out of the goodness of your heart? Anyway, but that was interesting. Like I said earlier, you had the Blitz, you know, obviously you had Selesia, and in her story, she had a male companion, a male co-star with her,
Yeah.
and he shows up later, but he's on the opposite side because he got tired of fighting. He was just like, every fucking story we just fight, fight, fight. I'm tired of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed the creator dude, and the dude was like, yeah, his character was supposed to show was supposed to wax and wane in his future stories of being tired of fighting. And it was interesting to see like how the characters, the stories would have progressed, and they're showing their gripe. Even though once they came over to the real world, obviously the creator doesn't have much control over their thoughts and feelings. But it's just interesting to see that those
Yeah.
characters had like issues, even though they were like
Yeah.
fictional.
Yeah.
Fictional.
And that was cool. That was very, very cool. Because then it made me look at my stories. I was like, damn.
Damn, bro. If them motherfuckers
okay,
come, bro.
Dog? Like, wait, there's some crap that I be writing up. Like, nah, I don't think I can do this to
you. Literally
you
write in the universe, and
yeah.
And it was interesting to hear each. Well, you didn't hear each, but like you heard a few of the creator's reasoning. Like the guy that created the All Star, he was like, "I wanted people to look at your character and realize that you never give up and you kept fighting, and hopefully they will do that in their lives." And that was powerful. But then you had Shuma that was like, "Oh, I just killed your daughter because it made good storytelling," and you're like, "This bitch." And it was like, And then you even had the guy that wrote for Selesia. You could tell that he actually cared about his characters. When she got.
Yeah.
When the stuff happened to her at the end, I ain't trying to give it away.
Yeah.
Like he was crying. But bro.
How
OP is Altair? Go ahead. We're gonna talk about her.
Yeah, boy. He had written the story that the guy that was getting tired became so tired that he betrayed Selesia in the end.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He was tired. He was like,
and
I want to blow up this shit.
That Altair had pulled him out of, he hadn't gotten there yet. So for her to hear all of this when she was like, "Oh, everything's fine," she was really taken aback.
Yeah, because she didn't know his internal feelings.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Altair.
Oh my god, bro. She was so strong that they had to like write her out of the story. Like, we can't beat her, so.
Yeah, me.
how they like write her out? How they write her?
Yeah. You couldn't, and to me that was beautiful. That was the only way you could end that story.
Oh yeah. Well, it
because
also wraps
you get
up go ahead.
They are, oh gosh, we watched one the other day. Yes, there are people who are OP, and the ending is terrible because it doesn't explain the OP. Case in point. I hate to do this, but read or die. Gentlemen. OP as hell. Being uploaded. And then all of a sudden, like, they just had like a monologue. Like, it didn't fit. As opposed to Samurai X, where you got Shishio. Shishio's OP as hell, but he got a defect. He can't sweat. Sweat glands burn. So he flame out himself. You didn't beat him. You just outlast him. And to me, that's always the perfect. That's always the perfect.
That was actually.
That's always the perfect ending for overpowered characters. Even when we watch The Dark Knight Returns, when Bruce Wayne was old, you take Superman, who is an OP character, and you bring him down. You don't necessarily bring him down to like Batman level, but you bring him down to a level where he's beatable. But you still don't beat him. You just intimidate him. And to me, those kind of endings are significant to the story. If you're gonna create an overpowered character, you gotta think of a overpowered way to defeat this character. Because you can't just get the whole, they found love and friendship, and all of a sudden the Nine Tails come out and all sorts of bullshit. Don't give me that fucking shit. You hold Madara destroy everybody, and now all of a sudden he can't do anything.
Leave Naruto out of this, man. Leave Naruto out of this.
My bad for cursing, man. I apologize.
Naruto was,
but that
Madara wasn't even the final boss.
That annoyed me.
He was even the final boss, man. It was that alien
It doesn't
chick.
matter. It doesn't matter. because I decided, you know what, Sean said good. I can take your recommendation. And I sit down and watch it, jump over the fillers, all this stuff. And I was like, yo, this anime actually is pretty deep. Despite all the garbage that they'll be doing to like prolong this anime. And I was like, yo, this man. Then it got madder. And I was like, yo, this man, how the hell they gonna be this man? He might just disappear. Oh, the friendship. And I was like, yeah. I know, I hear this. I hear friendship this. Right now, forget it.
But it's shonen. It's shonen. Anyway.
Yeah.
What was it? It's shonen. That's what shonen is. That's their genre. So I don't even bitch about it no more. I'm just like, yeah, okay. That's what it is. Man. That's what it is, bro. Anyway, so back on here. Also, they like how we was talking about how she got defeated in a way. How she got defeated. Also, what was cool is it also helped tie up Sōta's getting over the guilt and stuff he felt from what he did. For not what he did, for what he thought he did, what he was blaming himself for.
Because like you said, it had captivated him so much that he wasn't even drawing anymore.
He wasn't drawing? Like, bro, he was getting panic attacks. Remember when Magani showed up and she was talking to him and he started fucking panicking to her fucking. She's like, you know what you did. I was like, damn, bro. Bro, that boy was fucked. So he needed therapy. But this helped. So yeah. So like I said, this anime is multi-layered, man. It has its issues. There's a fair amount. There's a fair amount of issues.
But just like Jujutsu, it tried something new, and you know, it was good.
I think it was. It was also trying to like separate itself from like that Fates Day Night thing where they attached the character to a person. Because they could have just said, oh yeah, they attach it to the creator and there's a big creative battle. Like they didn't do that though. Each character was almost autonomous in this shit. Even though there was the connection to the creator and stuff, which was pretty cool. But is there anything else we want to go over on this thing? I wish they had invested a little more on the different, about two other scores, to help variety. Give some variety.
Or just use the emotion of the story itself to impact.
But I get what they're trying to do. The music's supposed to evoke even more emotion, but when I hear the same song 5, 10, 22 times.
Yeah. That was kind of the thing that destroyed Sweet Home for me. Like besides looking at the fight.
Oh, you already watched Sweet Home? I haven't watched it.
Yeah, you have.
What's Sweet Home?
With the Korean
Oh, Sweet Home! Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, I watched Sweet Home. I get it mixed up with something else. There's a movie that just came out with what's his name? The dude that plays Aquaman. I think that's called Sweet Girl. Sorry, wrong Sweet.
Yeah, not Sweet Girl. Right.
Cause I was like, damn, that shit
Sweet
came
Home
out yesterday.
Kept playing Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
And the only thing that kept me interested was the Korean women.
Anyway, so oh Lord,
we must go to Japan Carnival.
That's Japan, bro. Totally different country.
I don't care. Oh, Carnival.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Go ahead and jump into ratings. And then
ratings.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into ratings. All right, so want me to go first, I guess?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
All right, so I thought this anime had very good animation style, like the choreography battles and stuff. It was pretty chill, solid animation, man. So I'm gonna give it a 5 for animation.
Okay.
Characters. There's a lot of good characters in here. Honestly, like through this anime, a lot of the stories that from those characters came from, I actually want to see The story,
Yeah,
like
I want to see
Megami,
Megami and Alisteria.
Alistair. Oh, I want to see Alisteria's story. Like that shit look interesting. Um, if you like noir detectives, Blitz looked kind of interesting. I wanted to see what caused his daughter to end up like that
Yeah.
and shit. So there was that. So it was actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna give it a. But for this anime, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. The reason a 4 because there was some characters in there like Rui, the mecha dude. He was just there.
Hmm.
He was just there. Look, I love I love Megami. I love her. I want to see that anime. But you was such a plot
Yeah.
device that it kind of was like, bruh, why are you here?
Yeah.
um,
And like I always tell you, if I can take you out the story and it can
mhm.
still continue, you're not needed.
You're not needed, man. So I'm gonna give him a 4 for characters because some of the probably a couple of the characters weren't really needed and stuff like that. But the
Hmm.
main characters were strong, so it's not a bad 4. Obviously, 4 is not 4 to 5 isn't bad, but you know. Story. I'm gonna give the story a. Hmm, man, I'm gonna give this a 3.5 for the story.
Hmm.
The main reason is because of the pacing. I think there was errors in
Okay.
the pacing, and it hit hard, man. The pacing, you
Yeah.
felt it, you felt it because it was hard to get through that first half of the anime, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. It was hard.
When
Like,
you messaged me and was like, dog, I fell asleep. I was like, what?
dude, I fell
No,
asleep.
Sean, I
I
just
am,
start.
I am, I am. Insomnia, doctor. Tell me, yeah, your sleep shit's fucked up. Take these pills. like, and I fucking went to sleep. I should just play that first half every fucking night. Anyway, but yeah, I passed out watching it. Stuff. But once you push through, it's pretty good. So yeah, so story, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. That was pretty hard. Obviously with the characters and stuff to introduce during the story, we just talking about the character section and
Mhm.
stuff. But don't get me wrong, man. But what they did right was done very well. So it's like a two-sided
Yeah.
coin. You know what I mean? I think the score is good, but I'm not going to do the score because you're going to learn this words of this score by the end of this anime. And overall, overall, I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. Solid. I recommend to watch, but it's not epic. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like some of the stuff we've seen, and we've been spoiled with a couple of reviews, so our grading curve is getting rough.
Yeah, boy.
It's getting rough, bro.
It's
Especially
it's
after
like
the anime of the year,
we watched
Vivi.
VV and Inuyashiki and we like, yo, why this
Shit, you can
taking
even
so long?
you can even throw Gantz there a little bit, bro. You can throw some gas in there, except for that final piece of gas, bro.
Oh
We've been
my
hitting that.
god. I need to tell you about the end of the Gantz and shoot your
Shooting the
shit.
shit, shooting the shoot, shooting the shit. We gonna get there. We gonna
Yeah.
get there. So all right. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5, solid. I recommend it, but it's not epic. Go ahead, give your piece.
Okay. Characters I actually give a 4. Characters I give a 4. Like I said, if I can take you out of the story and the story continues, then there's no point for you. However, I was having a discussion with another writer, and they were saying that sometimes you're writing characters for the audience, not necessarily for your story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like fast-paced stories. So to me, I would look for those kind of things, and I'd be like, "You're not needed. I don't need to read stuff about you and still know the story."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of I'm kind of having to look at both views now. So I get a 4. Before I would have get 3.5 because like I'm annoying and don't need them. But no, I give it a 4. Music,
There's
Yeah,
only one
music.
song.
Story. I actually want to give the story a 5.
Oh,
Um,
so 4?
because yeah, I want to give the story a 5. I can give the story a 5. I give the story a 5 because
deviation.
it was a good
I like it.
story,
Yeah,
and
I
it
didn't
was a
say it wasn't
very
a good story.
interesting story. Yeah, it was a good story, and it was a very interesting story. And I think that the way it was written and directed was well done. But like you said, the problem was pacing. So
But
I
pacing
don't
probably
want to
didn't know.
deplete the
Yeah.
rating. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to deplete the rating for this because of the story.
Fair enough.
I would deplete the rating because of the entire anime, the overall, because of the pacing. So for story, I give it a 5. It was a very good story. It's a story that I could see myself reading over and over again, and it's a story that I could see myself recommending to people. So yeah, story cool. Overall animation, I give it a 3.5 as well. The score did it for me. There were points where the story, which is what I was saying, like if they had just run it silent and just let the dialogue do its own thing, if they only had a score problem, there were part where they're playing the music
That didn't make sense.
that it started the connectivity of the between the audience and the characters, and I thought that was really bad because you already got pacing problem. You already got pacing problem with the first 13 episodes. You don't really want any significant points in the story to be missed because it's the wrong type of music to amplify the emotion. So I get a 3.5 because of that. Would I recommend it to someone? Yes, I would recommend it to somebody else. So I get a 3.5, man.
3.5. Yeah, I told you, man. It's good. It's a good anime, especially if you pick up all the nuances and stuff. But it's not great. It's not epic, right? You got to be up there with Vivi, man, to get that epic stamp now, bro. She pushed this bar real high for 2021. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, woo! I watched it. I started watching it over. I have never
Bro,
watched
I'm on
over
15.
I've never watched over anime this close after finishing it before. That's pretty good.
I'm on 15 times. Like I just
15 times?
told the guy. Yeah.
Wait,
I just told my friend Richard. I was like, bro, you like musicals, you gotta watch this. This is like the best musical ever created. Like this better than Cats. Like, bro.
Cats
like
is
this
garbage,
is Broadway.
bro.
Like I know. I was like,
Cats
bro,
is trash, bro. What you
this
talking
is
about?
Broadway. Like they need to make a live version of this like tomorrow. Like WB should buy this before Disney get there.
Best musically put incline AI type. It was strong, man. It was strong. But we're not talking about that right now. So okay. So 3.5 across the board. Be sure to if you want something to watch and there's nothing else, give this a watch and let me know what you think. All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into shooting the shit. Talk some random bullshit, bro.
Shoot your shit. All right, which one we started on first? Actually, no. I take that back. I am not giving you a choice. I got some gripe, bro. I am tired of...
I was going to say start with the Superman stuff, but go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. I am tired of the Superman stuff, man. I mean, so... Either this week or last week, I watched Invincible. A lot of people have been raving about it. A lot of... I forgot what the community calls them. Weebs? I still don't understand where that comes from, or what it means, or how it correlates with whatever. A lot of anime cosplayers doing Omni-Man and Invincible and stuff like that. Shout out to Geek Cat. I love your lewd picks of the week.
Dog.
Side note, but
Side note. Side note. That boy going through it right now, man. Facebook got his ass. Facebook got his ass, bro.
oh,
He like shot, and you know once you get hit on Facebook, that shit replicate through all the apps. So he was like on IG
mhm.
Live. They kept cutting him out. He needs to hit a certain amount of time to make money, and they kept cutting him early, bro. They kept dropping his fucking life. It's fucked up, bro.
Oh, he was monetizing them.
He's monetized, but he has a lot of followers, man. So
Oh, I didn't
he gets
know that.
monetary for live streams and stuff, right? But he has to do like a certain amount of time and reach a certain amount of viewers, yada yada yada. And they kept cutting
And
his
they
ass,
keep
bro.
cutting them.
Yeah, like the live would drop at 15 minutes. You needed to hit like 30 or some shit like that. It was weird. Shadow ban, bro. Oh, he can't
Man,
post on Facebook. He's like
what for doing
shadow
those
ban.
picks?
No, it was for something else, but nah, not for those. Women post that shit all the time. But it was for
I
something
was about to
else.
say,
But, hey, you just need enough people to report
jeez.
it. But it was for something else. But it's affecting him now. That's why Matt is like he's going through it. Anyway, go ahead.
And stay creative, man. I actually love his lives with those girls because you get a different viewpoint
He said it's
from
hard as
their
fuck to
side.
it's hard as fuck to get them because a lot of them don't like talking.
Yeah, and obviously he's a dude.
He's a dude, and
He's a dude, but
a lot of
he
guys in that
actually
space,
brings
but a lot of guys in that space don't do a good job. So regular dudes that
no.
are not like that makes it hard for them to interview because they're so used to getting battered by dicks. Anyway, Superman,
Yeah,
get back on point, bro.
right. So I'm watching Omni Man and I'm seeing the whole
Injustice.
Superman gone rogue or Superman not raised by Clara and Martha. And I'm like, yo, this is tiring.
Like, Omni Man showed up as an adult.
Yeah, but it's
No, no,
still the
I was
same
just saying that
concept.
he wouldn't have got raised by Marcos. He showed up as an adult. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Um is and I think for me what made it the same concept was the costume errors. Cape, underwear, tight suit, and I'm like, eh, why? Like, yeah, and it's been annoying to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I am as much as a fanboy as you, but I like Superman. I think Superman's story has been cool. Um, me personally, you know me, Aquaman and Flash, had, but that's more based on. I think I like them more because there's a lot more mystery involved as opposed to Superman is kind of just straightforward, flash your brains out, powers, developing worlds, that kind of thing. And it's been iconic. It ain't gonna lie, it's one of them inspirations to a lot of stories. But I feel like as creators, kind of getting dependent. Like no one's sitting on and going, okay, yeah, Superman is the inspiration for this story. But how can we make it not even different? How can we make that story better? All right, so Omni Man is from space. Okay, what if he doesn't? What if he isn't a man? What if he's a dog? Like just something different because it's hard for you to connect with the story when every single thing reminds you of somebody else's story. And that's why, don't get me wrong, you know me, I don't like Black Sands. But that's why when the girl, the TikTok girl that you showed me, long tail animation or whatever she is, was saying that is hard for when people tag your stuff on the other people. Like that's why I kind of understood with her. Like is hard. You trying to create your own brand, but if every time people look at your brand or look at your animation or look at your stories and they
Go ahead.
see something else, then they can gravitate to the other thing.
What's bad in her case though? It's not even the animation or anything that makes them think of Black Sans. It's just the fact that she's black. Yeah. It's because she's a black creator, and most black creators, once people see, oh man, you're a black creator, you should try to check out Black Sans, because right now they're the biggest black creator on the in the black comic world, right?
On the space, yeah.
In the space, so everyone just automatically just like, oh, you should check out them, and just like, but I'm not them. I'm not affiliated with them. So how about you just like enjoy my stuff if you want to, or fuck off. that's one way to put it, and that's my thing though. Like, if it's like, hey, are you on the Black Sans app? No, I'm independent. Done. But hey, I kind of understood what you meant, because literally, like, you'll go in their comment section, I just be like that the whole time. He's just like, I'm not part of them. You didn't offer. I didn't ask. I'm doing my own thing. Me and my husband doing our own thing. We got our own thing. We got a Kickstarter. If you interested in our stuff, check out our Kickstarter. But that's where she stopped. In my case, I would have been like, oh, fuck off. Shit. It's annoying. I'm not even happening. It's not even happening to me, and that shit's annoying. Like, I'm not a creator like that, but like, I could see the frustration. As for the Superman thing, I agree. Dude, like, you had The Boys. The guy from The Boys. He was practically Superman. It's just evil. They did Injustice is part of DC, so you can't think. But that's the thing, is because Injustice came out and they did like the evil Superman thing. It's like, hey, look, this is an interesting story. We read it. It was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's way out of character, but okay, see.
Then, you mean Red Sun?
Not Red Sun. Red Sun was when he was Russian. That was actually not too bad. No, Injustice.
Yeah.
You haven't read Injustice?
Injustice. Yeah.
I was like, you've read Injustice, yeah. No, that's why I said they come up with Injustice. It's like, hey, here you go. This is an evil version of Superman. And you're like, well, okay. And then once that happened, floodgates open, bro. Just like all these evil Superman stories just started popping out of the snow, like daisies.
Yeah.
A long reference. Anyway, yeah, Mushu, bro. Anyway, so, but yeah, like once, that's why you always hark back to when they killed Superman, and then brought him back. Because up to that point, when the character died in comics, he dead. He ain't coming back, boys. Stick a fork in him. That's it. But then once they realized, wait, we could bring back characters? That's why you start seeing them just like, they'll kill a character off and then they'll bring him back. They brought back, even though Red Hood coming back was pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie to you. But then it was like, hey, we could bring back Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And then Marvel started bringing back a bunch of characters and stuff like that. So,
multiverse crap. But in terms of Red Hood, right? I actually don't mind Red Hood. I'll tell you why. Because he was killed as Robin.
And he come back as a different character.
And brought back as a different character. So to me,
no.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that they risk it until the success, death, and return was successful. Then everyone was like,
yeah,
fair game, boys. Right. Play Glamour God in the back row. Rise. So now that evil Superman became fair game, you see a whole bunch of them, and then there's not much variations. They're always male. They're always white. They're like supremely OP. Stuff like that. And Superman's a very supremely OP character. We already know that.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's iconic and stuff. And this is probably where the inspiration is gone overboard. Like we was just talking about it in the anime section earlier, where you have inspiration. It's different than plagiarism. Well, this is when the inspiration is like, all right, guys, y'all need to like, even Marvel
because
has Superman characters that, but they're not like as big, but they're there. You're just like Hyperion, splitting
yeah,
image of fucking Superman, literally splitting. Even from his origin, came as a kid in a ship, his race, everything. They just use different names. Then he has Sentry, but Sentry is actually an interesting character. I like Sentry, but yeah. So I
yeah.
understand 100%. Shit, even in The Boys, there's a character in there that copies Wonder Woman. But that comic, The Boys, is
Um,
kind of the
the
comic.
the Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. But to be fair though, I'm gonna be fair to The Boys. It kind of was like how One Punch Man is to anime. It was kind of a troll. It was like, hey, let's write this story, trolling
Yeah,
superheroes. You know what I mean? So I get what they were doing, but they're also an older comic. So
yeah.
so that was
Very
cool.
old,
Yeah, very old.
very old. Which is why
So
I was like, I
I
need to
can't
do
hate
more
on them too
research on
much.
Invincible to see if this comic was old, and then they just started producing it now because of the
Honestly,
craze.
the anime that we've seen is barely like the first volume of that entire fucking story, bro. Like that shit deep. It's like a stack of books, and it's like this much they've done so far. They made some changes. They made his girlfriend black and
Yeah,
written different. They've changed the writing and stuff from what I've heard, bro. And I was just like, why they do that? Don't do that. But they did it. So
yeah.
anyway, all right. So that's that for that. He got that off his chest, guys. Think of something different, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Do something different. Do something different. Do something
Don't
different.
be
Anyway,
afraid to be innovative.
it's hard sometimes, man, because a lot of the times the innovative
Yeah,
characters don't get pushed to the top. Not to hate
that's
them,
why we're here.
you know. There's a lot of good characters out there, man. If you search image
Yeah.
comments and stuff like that, there's a lot of good characters. Like Spawn is a very good character. There's a lot of reading because there's years and years and years and years of storytelling in that bitch, bro. It's hard to start Spawn, bro. You just look
I,
at
I
that
I
book.
tried to. I tried
Yeah.
to, and I was like, "Yo, you been to hell and back. You the king of hell. Like you fighting God now. Like I was like, bro, I ain't even get there yet. Like
He not even
he ain't even
close.
going back to the living.
God damn. But it's such a good story, but it's
It
intimidating
is.
because of the amount of stuff you have to do to get to all of that. You gotta go like if you want to start from the
Yeah.
beginning. But anyway, all right.
So is
So that's that.
Neil
What's the other?
Gaiman's stuff with Sandman.
Who? Sandman.
Sandman by Neil Gaiman. It's pretty interesting, and it's a lot of mythological lore as well. But yeah.
Wait. I'm trying to remember
Gantz,
who Neil Gaiman is. Is that the dude that wrote
American Gods.
American God? I don't even want to talk about that fucking TV show, man. They fucked that book up, man. I read the book.
But it was better.
Oh yeah, because when you write in a book, you got full creative freedom. You don't really got no like political. Well, not all books, but you don't really got no political agenda on your ass. But once they started to make it into the book and the Nazi and stuff came in that bitch, bro, they didn't like it. They didn't like the Nazi because the Nazi told the truth in the book.
Yep.
So when they showed up on TV, the man was like, "This up."
Yeah, because the
It got
Nazis did the whole
canceled.
slave trade thing. After that,
It got canceled. It got
he
canceled after
hardly
season
had
3.
parts.
They canceled it after season 3.
Yep. That's
Break my
harsh.
heart, man. Break my heart. Anyway, the book is good though. Read the fucking book. You don't even need to watch the TV show. Fuck the show. Read the book. Read the book. American Gods, the book.
Get it on audio, but it's even better.
Get it on. Oh, because they do a full cast. They do a full cast, all the voices and shit. Yeah, get the audio book, man. Ooh, hey, man. When you find out the boy Thor and shit, he's the son. Anyway.
Yeah. That is the one thing I want to do with my books, like get cast for my stories. But
Audio
you
book.
know,
Yeah, full cast audio books.
20 years
Fire,
down
man.
the line,
And they do like then sometimes they'll put in special effects and stuff.
sound
Like
effects and
I read a
stuff.
whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, American Gods is a very good book. Foot TV show.
As my 20-year goal.
Hey man.
Gantz, right? Yo, you gotta read Gantz.
Okay.
Like I am an Oku Hiroya fan, but I I was a trend fan. Know that I read like even deeper into his stuff, and he has a lot of stories that are really good. But Gatsby, so the ending for Gantz, the true ending for that arc, right? So they brought him back with like all the other people to kill him and stuff, right? Gantz actually brings him back by himself, right? And Gantz gives him like a bunch of weapons and was like, "You got to kill this alien." And the alien, so he gets there, and the alien looked like Hawkman. That's the honest truth. It looked like Hawkman, but a dwarf-sized Hawkman, right? And he's like, "Okay." So that time, the alien walked up to him, man, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't care what you do. Like, I can beat you." But he's kind of conflicted because he's still grieving Kato and Kei and Morashi, I think the girl was named.
Mm.
So like what happened was he shoot at Gantz, he left the room, he went home, and by the time he went home and fall asleep, he fell asleep in the suit. Gantz brought him back. I was like, "Nah, B,
You're
you
not done.
you can't do that and walk with. You can't do that and walk with. So you mind sending for this alien." And he killed the alien, right? However, he didn't realize that the alien was a pack. They used to hunt in packs. So there was like 6 other aliens that let you see him. And they were like, and what was been happening now is that now that the aliens are becoming more aware of their activities, they're learning the language. So he was like, "You killed our brother, and we didn't do your name." And Kay was like, "But y'all is the aliens." And he was like, "We just got here. Like we haven't done anything. But because you killed one of us, out of honor, we can kill you." So a big fight started out. He was getting beat. Then he he get lucky and killing off 5 of them, right? And the last alien was like, "Okay, I see. So this is how you was fight. All right." And he starts fighting them again. And Kid's winning because he not with the gun and everything. And Kid's winning, hand to hand, call back. But he sees himself winning, but he don't feel like he winning. He feel like he ain't really causing an impact. So then he starts to run, and the alien was like at his every move. And it got to the point where the time ran out, and Gantz brought Kay back. So at this time, they start to piece together the arc after this one. So they brought in this guy who, you remember Nishi, the little boy? He was writing a website because Gantz said you can't tell nobody. So he wrote a website, everything that went down, and had kid name on the website. So this guy came from like some part of Japan and stuff like that, and enrolled in his school literally because Kay was there and he wanted to be part of the Gantz experiments and stuff. So they started to build that story. And one day, Kay felt really afraid when he was fighting this thing. Because like I said, he could see himself winning, but he didn't feel like he was winning. And he was like, "Yo, like by myself, I am more likely to get killed." Like he starts to realize how, as annoying as Kato was, working with him made him a better, let me say, warrior, so to speak. And he was like, "Yo, like I don't want to go back. I can't go back." And he had just gotten a new girlfriend, and they were kind of building their relationship. So one day he's at school and he's like, "Yo, San, if you're right, today at all." And the teacher goes over the announcement. No, sorry. the guy, this guy walks in the class full of blood. That's the picture that I sent you, right? And the teacher was teaching. The teacher was like, "What are you doing in here?" And he didn't say a name. The man was like, "Yo, my class." And the man just standing up, like, is a student, but he just standing up there. He's like, I'm an idiot though. All right, guys, for the rest of the class, you guys do some independent learning. And the man dead me. Listen, the teacher dead. And when I say dead me, I don't mean like, yeah, I can go hang out in the staff room dead. My man went home. The man left me like Caleb outside, and you see the man walking through the gate. Walking through the school gate. So then Caleb looks at the guy, and he's like, he's thinking in his head, what's wrong with this guy? And he then starts to hear the alien's voice. I found you. I finally found you. And he's like, oh shoot, what? And he's like, yep. I had a faint signal of what school you were in, but now that you spoke in your head, I know who you are. And the man was like, you killed my family. And the man was like, yo, like, how you get here? What going on? So he starts calling out for Gantz, but obviously it's not part of Gantz control. This is like real world. And he starts calling out for Gantz, and the man was like, okay, so I killed 2 of your friends. He's like, what are you talking about? There was some guys in the bathroom. I killed 2 of them. And he was like, just like you killed my family. And Kay was like, yeah, but that don't mean nothing to you. And mom was like, oh, so all right, before I kill you, I want you to feel how I feel because you killed my family. So I will murder everyone until you feel some sort of remorse. And the mom was like, whatever. So Kay gets up and walks off. And the new guy that had transferred, he kind of thinks that it was one of the aliens and stuff. So he starts to fight it. And the alien kind of beats him off or pushes him away. And at the same time, like, because his school had like a lot of gangsters and stuff. Like all the gangsters get to rush the man and things like that. It took 2 minutes for Kid to get from his classroom to like the entrance of his school because it wasn't far. And he was like, damn, my girlfriend in the same class. I can't just left you. Like, and he walks back up and the alien is standing in the middle of the classroom and everybody's ripped in half. Blood everywhere. Teachers coming out like, what the hell going on? And the man murdered another 2 classrooms. The man was like, you feel sorry yet? The man was like, holy crap, like this ain't got nothing to do with them and that sort of stuff, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, my family had nothing to do with you, but you killed them, so I can kill everybody. And then the guy that he was fighting before, he's called Izumi. Izumi comes back and starts to fight him again, and he realizes that, yo, this human kind of strong. I'm playing this game anymore, and he leaves the shell. So now everybody can see that is an alien, and he murks everybody. So Kid grabs the girl and runs to the top of the school, and he puts on the suit, and she's like, what are you doing at this kind of time? So the alien finds him, and he was like, oh, it's not that I don't need to kill everybody, I just need to kill the important ones.
Yeah.
Look, and the same way that they were fighting, and every time Kid ran, he was there, the same thing was happening. But what was happening now is that because the commotion became so much, the police came and they had landed in the courtyard. So the police opened fire, pretty much like in Yurashiki, opened fire on this alien bee, and the alien sat down. And the man was like, it dead? And the man decapitated like 16 people in one punch. Like he was super strong. And then the man attacked out tanks and all sorts of junk. So it ended up that Kid had to use the gun, right? And a policeman saw him. So Gantz was going to blow him up. But then the policeman had his eye bashed in. So he was like, nah, I probably wasn't seeing right, and he walked through, and Gantz then blew it up, and that was the end of that arc. So now what's happened is that the fight between Gantz and the aliens have spilled into the real world.
To the real world.
So a lot of them are having to walk with the suits and stuff because these men, like, they are not safe anymore. Like, he was walking through a city with his girl and he got tapped randomly. Like, the men ain't care. The men just walking out like, oh, it's you. Killing people on all sorts. You know, it's cool. It's beautiful.
I kind of understood why they didn't put that in the anime. It would have been too much of a cliffhanger.
Yeah. But it would have been a great cliffhanger to get more money.
Yeah, but they weren't going to do another season.
Yeah.
They did that show to promote the fucking manga. So I understand. It's because I think I understand because we also watched Claymore. And we saw what Madhouse did to the ending of that. It's just to wrap it up in a nice bow. So I get it in a way. But it would have been fucking dope to see that shit though. That would have been a cool 4 episodes.
Yep.
To finish off the story.
That would have probably promoted the manga a lot more.
A lot more. But it's either that or at that point that they fit either that or at that point that arc wasn't finished written. That part wasn't finished written.
Yeah.
So they had to find something to put there. You know, where they run out of we caught up to the manga. Well, put your own shit. And then that shit always falls through. That was interesting though.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I like when they fucking I gotta start reading it, man. I'm bad at reading mangas though. I just learned this. Like I think April scarred me.
I don't blame you.
April scarred me, one, and Berserk.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to see the end of that story. Rest in peace, Big Dog.
Yeah, the original ending.
You know, it might get picked up in the future by somebody else and somebody else finish it, or they might just out of respect leave it. But, like, what that guy's...
I think it's been picked up.
From what I heard so far is that he had finished the next chapter, so they're going to release that. But after that, I don't know. So you're going to get one more chapter of Berserk, which is from the original guy. But after that, that boy was sick, man. You know, they're working, Big Dog.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace. But, yeah, so... It's whatever, man. The most important part of that fucking manga to me, that story was told and it was animated. The golden arc.
Yeah.
I could live with just that, bro. I've watched that. I've rewatched that thing so many times now. Just for this show, just in regular general. Watched it so that I could watch it on Netflix with their animation style.
The thought that he is a Superman fan. Clearly because he created a demon called Zod.
Hey, Zod ain't no joke though. Zod ain't no fucking joke.
No, right?
Fucking Zod, man.
Oh man.
All right, guys. So that's it for this week. We'll be back probably. I think we're gonna think about doing this every other week.
Yeah.
I think yeah. Give us. You know, and they also give us a little more time to actually finish animate as long. That's what will happen is we will be like, let's watch this, and that shit will be like 30 episodes, and it's hard to binge 30 episodes. You get what I'm saying? And they also give you time to think about this stuff. So we'll discuss it and decide. Probably, I think every other week is actually pretty cool for a show. We're making moves here, guys. We're making moves.
Yep.
But anyway.
64.
As always, guys, stay safe out there. Peace.
Peace.